Have you ever wondered if trying to avoid your destiny actually leads you straight toward it? In ancient Greece, this paradox wasn't just a philosophical question. It was the heart of countless tragic tales that still resonate with us today. None captures this irony better than the story of Catreus, king of Crete, whose desperate attempt to escape his fate became the very path to fulfilling it. In the sun-drenched palace of Knossos, where the legendary Minotaur once roamed, lived Catreus, the wealthy and powerful king of Crete. As son of Minos, the great lawgiver and grandson of Zeus himself, Catreus seemed blessed by the gods. His kingdom prospered, his children were beautiful, and his name commanded respect throughout the Mediterranean. But in the world of Greek mythology, such fortune often preceded the cruelest twists of fate. One fateful day, Catreus sought the counsel of an oracle, as was common among Greek rulers. The prophecy he received shattered his world. He would meet his death at the hands of one of his own children. In an instant, his blessed life transformed into a nightmare, and the father's heart within him broke at the thought of his own offspring becoming his murderer. Rather than accept this dire prophecy, Catreus decided to fight against fate itself. In his mind, if he could separate himself from his children, the prophecy could never come true. But his solution would set in motion a chain of events that would prove the oracle's words horrifyingly accurate. Catreus had 4 children: Aero, Clymene, Apomoson, and Allthemenes. Each one would play a part in this tragic tale, but it was his son Allthemenes who would ultimately fulfill the prophecy. Upon learning of the oracle's words, Allthemenes, along with his sister Apomoson, voluntarily left Crete for Rhodes, determined to protect their father by putting as much distance between them as possible. Meanwhile, Catreus arranged for his daughter Aero to be sent to distant Argos, where she would later become entangled in another famous tragedy, the curse of the house of Atreus. His other daughter, Clymene, was married off to Nauplius, a renowned navigator. Through these arrangements, Catreus believed he had outsmarted fate itself. His children were scattered across the Greek world, far from Crete and far from any possibility of fulfilling the prophecy. Years passed, and Catreus grew old. The weight of loneliness and separation from his beloved children bore heavily upon him. In his twilight years, he yearned to see his son Allthemenes one last time. Perhaps, he thought, enough time had passed to make the prophecy void. Perhaps the gods would show mercy to an old man seeking reconciliation with his child. So Catreus set sail for Rhodes, his heart full of hope for a reunion with his son. But fate had other plans. When his ship landed on the Rhodian shore at night, local shepherds mistook Catreus and his crew for pirates, a common threat in those waters. They quickly spread the alarm throughout the island. Allthemenes, who had become a respected protector of Rhodes, rushed to defend his adopted home from the supposed pirates. In the darkness and confusion, he hurled his spear with deadly accuracy straight into the heart of a man he couldn't see clearly. Only as he approached the fallen figure did the horrible truth reveal itself. He had killed his own father, exactly as the prophecy had foretold. When Allthemenes realized what he had done, his grief was unbearable. He prayed to the gods to swallow him up, and according to legend, the earth opened and consumed him. Thus ended the tragic tale of Catreus and his son, a story that has echoed through the centuries as a powerful reminder of fate's inexorable power. This myth speaks to a fundamental truth that the ancient Greeks understood well. Destiny often works in mysterious and ironic ways. Every action Catreus took to avoid his fate, sending his children away, living in isolation, and even his final attempt at reconciliation, created the very circumstances that would bring about his prophesied end. The story of Catreus resonates deeply with human nature. How often do our fears of what might happen lead us to actions that create the very outcomes we sought to avoid? The Greeks used these tales to explore profound questions about free will, destiny, and the complex relationship between our choices and their consequences. In modern times, this myth continues to inspire storytellers and artists who recognize in it timeless themes about family, fate, and the often tragic consequences of our attempts to control the future. It reminds us that sometimes the harder we fight against our destiny, the more firmly we cement it in place. The tale of Catreus teaches us that while we cannot escape our fate, perhaps wisdom lies not in fighting against it, but in facing it with courage and understanding. In the end, it wasn't the prophecy that created the tragedy, it was the fear of it. This ancient story continues to serve as a powerful meditation on destiny, free will, and the complex bonds between parents and children, proving that even after thousands of years, Greek mythology remains a mirror in which we can see our own struggles and dilemmas reflected.